I can tell the nation in no uncertain terms, I have absolutely zero dealings with Paraka lawyers or Mr. Paraka himself. I have never given any single instruction to anybody, including my ministers, to make payments to Paraka lawyers. If I am called to appear, I have not been notified yet, but I am willing and gladly will appear any day, any time. I have denied that that particular letter came from our office or it was signed by me. The signature appears to be mine, but I'm willing to go to court to address that issue, and I'm prepared to try and make sure that it is addressed once and for all.
Welcome back to PNG Trends Burner. Former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has taken to Facebook to address pressing issues facing Papua New Guinea, including the high-profile Paraka case. This case has captivated the nation as the trial of former Acting Secretary Jacob Yafai unfolds, with key witnesses, such as Prime Minister James Marape, who served as Finance Minister at the time, taking the stand. Our documentary series on the Paraka case has garnered massive attention, so be sure to check out the description and pinned comments for the links. Now let's dive into Peter O'Neill's latest remarks on this case as the Prime Minister between 2011 and 2019, when the illegal Paraka payments took place.
Good night, you blogger. Firstly, something will come up, lo country. Miss Alsem Plandi question come lo come up, lo side blow where one big case blow you mean lo country walk lo appeal lo court lo national court inside lo Gani. That's the issue blow Paraka case na Plandi question through to ikam inside lo you mean. So, by me use talk English and explain the click. For this particular case, I just want to inform all our followers right throughout the country that I know that it has generated a great interest for many years. Just that the court is before the national court, I am limited in what I can say in this program tonight. But let me explain it to you in a nutshell that this is the situation. Paraka case, I am personally very happy to appear before the court to explain the decisions that my government made when we were in government, and to explain the alleged involvement of myself in this particular case and the payments that were made to Paraka lawyers, and how the case is now traveling before the National Court today. I'm sure that many of you are fully aware of the witnesses that are appearing before the court case. If I'm called to appear, I have not been notified yet, but I am willing and gladly will appear any day, any time. So that's the first thing I want to say. In 2011, when we took over government, one of the first major decisions the government made at that time, and when I appointed Honorable Karen Gakua, member for Sinisina Yangubul as Attorney General, one of the first decisions was to review Paraka's involvement as the lawyer representing the state in many cases throughout the country. While we were reviewing that, I instructed and the cabinet instructed and the government was in general agreement that by me canceling this involvement below this law firm. So we initiated the dismissal of the arrangements between government and Paraka lawyers in 2011, just after we took government, and knowing very well that the Paraka lawyers were appointed by the previous government for many years prior to us coming to government in 2011. And we're already aware of the complaints that were being made and the huge amounts of legal fees that were being paid without much scrutiny and much clearance. After that, we canceled the contracts, and of course, some of the claims that were being floating around were for previous work that was done by this law firm under the then government. I personally have told most of our ministers that were responsible for these payments that under no circumstances without proper clearance that this should be paid. Unfortunately, along the way, when we try to address this issue, a single letter was found to be have been written by my office, signed by me, and sent to the finance secretary to try and help this particular payment being made. Well, I have denied that that particular letter came from our office or it was signed by me. The signature appears to be mine, but I'm willing to go to court to address that issue, and I'm prepared to try and make sure that it is addressed once and for all. I have been summoned and appeared in courts, and I've appeared in various litigations before. The decisions are public record for them to see, but I can tell the nation in no uncertain terms. One, I have absolutely zero dealings with Paraka lawyers or Mr. Paraka himself. I have never met him. I've never had discussions with him. And secondly, I can put on record here tonight that I have never given any single instruction to anybody, including my ministers, to make payments to Paraka lawyers. Now, this can be tested in court, and I know some of the social media commentators are how they're trying to make commentary, running commentary on this. Please make sure that you have the right evidence before you say things. I can easily drag each and every one of those commentators to court and defame them and sue them under the cyber security, cyber laws. But listen, it serves no purpose. I respect freedom of speech, but please let us do it with a little bit of respect, not only for yourself, but for the general public and everyone else who are involved in this situation. But again, let me say, let the courts conclude, and I am very happy that the truth will finally come out. I also want to inform our country that it was our government, because of this kind of payments and this kind of contracts that were done in the past, not only the previous governments, but in some instances our own government, were entering departments and ministries were entering into arrangements that were not cleared properly. We were the ones who initiated the Independent Commission of Anti-Corruption Commission and the work that was done. It was started by Honorable Kangaku as Attorney General in our government and finished by the Honorable David Stephen when he was Attorney General. We put it to Parliament. We had the first reading passed by Parliament almost unanimously, and the last reading was done by the Marape government, because between then the Marape government came into power. But I can say the bulk of the work on this particular act was done by our government. Unfortunately, we are not seeing this particular act being implemented in its totality, because one, the current government, many of the leaders who are there and many of the bureaucrats who are in those positions were never party, and they didn't have their heart into this particular legislation. So it is obviously impossible for them to fully implement the bill. That is a huge concern, and ICAC needs to be operational. But as I said before, it is today we can see a lot of people, leaders, politicians, and anti-corruption fighters who are out there standing on the top of the hill, yelling and screaming and shouting that they are pretending to be the righteous and trying to fight corruption in our country. Let me say this in no uncertain term. That many of these people are the leading corrupt people in this country. They pretend and hide behind these glorified statements and so-called upright citizenship behavior that they portray in public. But really, if you go and dig far enough, you will see what sort of people they are. So in the case of Paraka Case, I have total confidence and belief in our judiciary. I have total confidence in the judges that are hearing the case. and I'm certain that they will make the right decisions for the public interest. It certainly is misuse of public funds, and people who are responsible, whether it be in my government or in our leaders or including myself, if we are responsible, we need to be able to be held accountable. And I am prepared and willing to do that anytime. So, Olsen, mi totoke, you may lose him to the slab, something yes, so you may lose him.